Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay, got my interest a little bit here. Pickers part 2 or 3. Looks like somebody pulled the front off, or a different building maybe. See, there's 2 or 3 homes right on that property line where you could hear them dogs barking. All right, going to number 3 for the day, and that'll be it for today. This is going to be near Rolla, Missouri. Beautiful, beautiful area. You can see all the hills and the mountains in the background. We're on the edge of the Ozarks. Pretty country over here, just beautiful. Rolling hills. It's a little prettier here than we were earlier this morning. Right, we just turned off. We're on a county road now. Gravel, of course. I think this one, she said, is like 369 acres, 369 or 389, something like that. Houses that are here are much nicer than regular stick-built houses. So far, nothing run down or trashy. Although I don't know how far out these sticks we're going to go for this one. I spoke too soon. It's the next left right here. Kind of has my interest a little. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember this gate. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay, got my interest a little bit here. Got my interest. We're on the property here. I see a house to my left, which hopefully that's it, because if it's a neighbor, this one's shot. But it looks like it's going to be the home on this property. I see several buildings. Oh, I like this. Oh, Smurf house. Nice. Very nice. I like it. Oh, old barn. Hollers. There's another barn over there past the next holler. Woohoo!
This house was built in 1950. 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom.
1950, you said? Okay. Is there anyone in there right now? Okay. Well, we might as well check out the house quick.
Okay.
Do you know the square footage?
She didn't label it. Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
label it. Yeah, he didn't put it on here.
Does it say down in the description?
Mm-mm. I can maybe pull it on the land side and see if it says on it.
You think that's a house right there?
He said the nephew lived here, so I was making sure he wasn't here whenever we got there.
So this was a nice enough little 3-bedroom home. Once again, you know, if you're downsizing and you can live in a smaller home like this, that's perfect. This property is looking good so far. Do a quick walkthrough of the home, get a couple questions in, and then we'll get back out on the property.
And this bathroom, I'm assuming they're using that one as master. It seems like the biggest one.
Yeah.
And then that door just goes right back into the kitchen.
Okay. You say it was well, something?
Yeah.
Drilled well. So this was the basement to the original homestead. I mean, it looked pretty dry and clean overall. You definitely want to look for moisture and mold and that kind of thing. So nothing really major to report here. I mean, you had this water line going on here that you might want to fix from, I don't remember if it was from water heater or the furnace water or whatever it was. But you definitely want to identify, you know, where the water's coming from. But it looked like it was just the furnace overflow line.
Gas furnace,
Yeah, it has propane.
propane tank out there.
Looks like somebody pulled the front off, or a different building maybe.
Yeah, there was definitely something back here before. Crawl space and some other piece.
Pretty. Pickers part 2 or 3. See, there's 2 or 3 homes right on that property line where you could hear them dogs barking. It's kind of a shame. This is a beautiful property. Okay, let's go check out this property. This is a beautiful property. And at this point, I had really high hopes for this property. The shape of it was a little bit wonky. But you could sell some of the property off down the road. So we had just taken off, and you see this power line here? Well, you see how it goes up. So that next power pole up there is basically the property line. As we started coming up this hill, I could hear dogs barking. Yeah. So the wind was coming right at us, kind of in our face. So we're creeping up this high line. I could hear dogs barking, dogs barking, dogs barking. So long and the short of it is, right up here on the property line, the road took a curve, and somebody sold off a couple of small lots, and there was a couple, you know, 1, 2, or 3 homes like parked right on the property line, and obviously they had dogs that were sitting there barking that we were listening to here as we come to this is, I think, the property line right here. We're really close to it. Okay, so let's continue the property tour. This is just a beautiful property. This is like the kind of property we've dreamed of. It's just beautiful rolling hills. You got nice high ridges where all the roads are. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll roll some music and let you just join us for the property tour. And you can see just how beautiful this piece of property really is. Okay, so now we're back into the property and we're looking at, plan B. Like if we wanted to build a new home, the power line, this is a huge part of your utilities. The power line already running through the property is a big deal. And as long as it's not a transmission line, you could tap into residential power. They just put a transformer up and you're good to go. Then you need to drill a well for your water source, and then your internet you got to figure out separately. But that's kind of what we're looking here at this power line here on a beautiful ridge top, a little bit farther back into the property. Potential plan B. It's a rocky ridge top here, and it's got a little bit of a shelf and then it drops straight over there, way down, way down. It's pretty though. Kicked up some deer. Better than the thick grass and cedars up there. Letting them get turned around here.
Careful picking up strangers in this area.
I know. Are you my Uber ride?
Yes, sir.
I figured it'd take you a minute getting turned around.
Yeah, that'd be about a 50.
Looking at, that power line that we drove up, I mean, you could potentially tie up into that.
Probably 15 in oil, then probably another 15 into getting a nice dry.
So this spot here is a property line. This is where the property kind of jogs. So this barn is on the neighboring property. The back part, which goes up to the Gascon River, we never went down to because it was pretty steep, and we had kind of already weren't sure if we were going to pursue it or not. But anyways, this is where the property kind of jogs and was just a smidge wonky. Not a huge deal, but something to consider. Look. Yeah, I see that. So it was going to be a VRBO cabin, but the builder shafted us. The young kid, we gave him a chance, and the cost went up and got so high. It was over $100,000 more than the contract. And he totally quit. He left the building trade. So this property just had miles and miles of beautiful trails up on these ridge tops. Hindsight, yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself a little, but it's like, you know what, that was at the very, very high end of our price range. We probably would have had to sell off some of it to recoup, some of our funds. But let's check out some more of these trails. These trails on the ridge tops just kind of went for miles, it seemed like. It was a beautiful property. Okay, so now we're getting towards the back half of the property, which bordered the Gascon River down there. I would have needed to bring some machines in, cut a whole new road system to access this back part. But since it's winter and I decided I'm not going to hike all the way down because the barking dogs kind of help slow me down on this particular property. So I was chewing on it for a while, but just beautiful. You could see the hills, and the Gascon River was down this direction. So we'll keep moving on. Okay, now we're going to head back up towards the front, and we're going to check out the front 40-ish acre parcel that's up by the road that we have not seen yet. So here's a front chunk. So the house, the existing home is to our left here a little bit. So I mean, you could again sell off a 40 here up by the road. This would make a beautiful building site for somebody, a beautiful open field here on a gravel road. But you'd literally be looking at them, you know, on the next property over from your home there if you decided to buy this. But it's just stuff to consider. We're more about our privacy and owning as much land as we can because we just love the property. But from an investment standpoint, none of us have too much money. Well, at least we don't. I doubt any of you guys do. So money is always a consideration on trying to balance, you know, enjoying nature, enjoying property with cutting it up into too small pieces, I guess, if you will.